Welcome back. FEMA is now leading the government's response to the coronavirus. FEMA will handle requests from states, coordinate resources, and decide where to send medical supplies. And joining me now is the head of FEMA, Peter Gaynor. Mr. Gaynor, welcome back to Meet the Press. And I can tell you on Friday, I heard from governors who said, I'm really glad to see FEMA now playing point. So I think you have 50 fans around the country right now. So, Mr. Gaynor, let me start with the need at hand, and that is medical equipment and I guess the issue of procurement. Governor Cuomo talked about getting price gouged. That is something I think for the N95 masks, that is something that I think he's hoping FEMA will solve. Is the federal government now in charge of procuring N95 masks for the country?
So we're asking everyone so we have masks. Federal government has a stockpile of masks in the strategic stockpile. We get donations from around the country. We're ramping up production in commercial facilities. And what I'll say is, if you can find it on the open market, go buy it. So any governor that needs it and you find it, go buy it. FEMA will reimburse you under this emergency. We are shipping supplies every day. We shipped yesterday, we're shipping today, we'll ship tomorrow. It's fluid, it's dynamic.
Yeah.
We have hundreds of requests from governors around the country for all the same kinds of things. What we're trying to do is we're trying to prioritize where these limited critical resources have to go. Places like New York City,
right.
Seattle, Washington, Los Angeles, California. We understand that, and that's our priority for right now.
Well, I guess the thing that, are you at all concerned that a state that has not yet faced the incoming, that New York and the places, if they go and procure their own and they hoard, are you going to basically say, look, State X, I need this equipment right now in New York City? Is that now your job at FEMA to make sure we don't have states hoarding?
Well, I hope no one's hoarding, right? Because we're all in this together. Every American has a role to play. I mean, if you need it and you find it, you need to buy it. We hope not to get into that allocation decision making.
Yeah.
We hope that governors and their supply chains can do it on their own. And if a governor needs help, critical resources, they submit that through the FEMA system. And we have hundreds of requests right now. But this is a global pandemic.
Right.
The supplies that governors are asking for are the same supplies that leaders of many countries around the world are asking for. So again, please play your role. And let me just try to give you an example. The testing. If you don't need a test, if you don't have symptoms, and you just want to make yourself feel better and get a test, you're really taking away from the PPE that we need to go to hospitals for critical actions. So if you don't need a test, don't do it. Do your part. Mitigation works. The president's 15 days actions, stay at home, social distancing, wash your hands, all those things work. And it's just not the other guy doing it. We all have to do it together, to include me and you.
You brought up the 15 days. That expires, I believe, in about 8. I think that if we go back to when these guidelines were put into place, what's the likelihood that we are going to have to continue these same guidelines for another few weeks?
Well, again, this is fluid and dynamic, and I'll leave the medical analysis up to the experts, Dr. Fauci and team. They're looking at that every day. But again, we know, we look at South Korea, we look at China, we know mitigation works. We know there's an end to this. And again, we all have to do our role. And that really is my message today.
Yeah.
It is about all of us doing what we can.
The Defense Production Act, we know the president invoked it. Is it being used or not? Or are you wanting companies to voluntarily pitch in here and you're only going to use it if they don't voluntarily pitch in?
Yeah, so I think it's an insurance policy, right? It's a lever. If we have to throw that lever, we will. And it's pretty amazing. Companies from around the country volunteering to do all sorts of different things to help Americans. And so we haven't had to use it yet. Will we have to use it? Maybe. But right now, this is what makes America so great. Every company pitching in to make sure that we can beat this virus. And so it's been really great to see.
Are you confident you have the ventilators and the N95 masks that this country is going to need in the next 6 weeks?
We are working to source from all different kinds of manufacturing. I know there's manufacturing lines coming up and running. And again, these are finite, limited resources. Will we ever have enough? I'm not sure, but our goal is to make sure that we aim these critical resources to the places that need them the most.
Right.
And then, we'll triage as we go. And I have a team, 13 agencies behind me. I have support from DOD. I have the top logistics people here from the Joint Staff helping. We're doing great things today.
The last time I had you on, it was a natural disaster. It was a weather event. I talked with one of your predecessors, Craig Fugate, and he said the reality is if we have another weather event, that while FEMA will be there for search and rescue, that the recovery efforts that FEMA regularly leads probably get pushed back a little bit. Is that fair to say?
So I'll say that we're ready every day for response. Again, it's just not FEMA responding, it's all of government responding. So whether it's DOD or National Guard, help me, all these resources exist. Should we have another natural disaster over a COVID? Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. But again, we have a great team. I have great local, great state partners, great private partners. I have no doubt we're ready for COVID-19 or any disaster that may be in front of us.
All right, Peter Gaynor, the FEMA administrator. Thanks for coming on, spending a few minutes with us. Good luck out there. We're all pulling for you. Hello from Washington. I'm Chuck Todd, and thanks for checking out the Meet the Press channel on YouTube. Click on the button down here to subscribe and click over here to watch the latest interviews, highlights, and other digital exclusives.